Validation. What is validation? It means telling someone that what they feel, think, believe, and experience is real, logical, and understandable. Self-validation is when you're able to quietly reassure yourself that what you feel inside is real, important, and makes sense. Can we understand others and where they're coming from? Can we understand and accept ourselves? Here's the excerpt from the DBT Self-Help and Diary Card app describing mindfulness. So be mindful in your life. Observe and describe your thoughts, interpretations, and emotions in a non-judgmental way. Note your behavior, impulses to act, and bodily reactions, and identify the emotion that seems to fit your experience without being judgmental. Demonstrate an understanding of your behavior based on your life experiences and physical reactions. Accept that your experiences affect how you perceive the present. Normalize your emotional reactions. Express understanding and acceptance regarding your emotions. Highlight your resources as well as your difficulties. Practice tips. If you find it easier to validate others, you can pretend that a friend or a relative has expressed similar thoughts and emotions as you, and practice how you would validate them before doing the same for yourself. Start by factually describing what happened or is happening, and strive to be as neutral as possible, and see if it is actually possible to understand how things fit together. See if it's comprehensible. Recognize if you get stuck in thoughts about how you ought to feel and think, which is the opposite of validation. How to validate others. Be attentive, show interest in what the other person expresses. Use both verbal and nonverbal communication to show that you're listening in a non-judgmental manner. Validate the other person's experience by summarizing what the other person is saying and reflecting it back without judging. Allow the other person to correct your reflection. Observe the other person's behavior and how they describe the situation. Imagine what they're experiencing based on your observations. Put the emotion into words. Express how you think they feel it in a non-judgmental way. Ask if that's right and be prepared to be corrected. Express that fact that what the other person feels, thinks, and does is understandable based on the current context and previous experience. Be tolerant. Express the belief that their reaction and experience is normal and understandable in these circumstances. Express genuine understanding of the other person's past experiences and perceptions, and highlight both their strengths and the challenges. Express both hope and optimism. Treat the other person as an equal. Practice tips. You should first stop and focus on the here and now and use the observe skill and take in what the other person is saying. Note your own impulses. Let go of the impulses that are not validating in nature. Give time and space to validate using words and actions. Practice by choosing less emotional moments to validate and start with the first levels of validation. The highest levels are most suitable for use with people with which you have a close relationship. This is a video you could look at later that shows more about this app. Emotions, thoughts, and sensations are all experiences that we sometimes doubt in ourselves. We ask ourselves, do I really feel this way? Should I feel this way? Is it the right thing to feel, even if it inconveniences someone else? We may look around us and try to guess what other people in the same situation feel, or what other people expect us to feel. This happens because we've been told at some point that we should not trust what our inner experience tells us. We actually trust other people more than ourselves. Sometimes, when we self-invalidate, we spend a lot of time and energy trying to prove to others and ourselves that our experience is real and makes sense. This often results in conflict or crisis. Excuse me. In DBT, we're learning to validate others because it helps our relationships go better and it calms intense situations that we can problem solve. We learn to self-validate because it quiets defensive, fearful emotions so we can problem solve. It allows us to let go of the pain and exhaustion that constant self-justification and self-doubt requires. Validation improves the quality of our lives. Check out this video later about the alternative to the inner critic and how to unblock self-acceptance.